Alright guys, we got stuff to work on. Jeep's broke down. Been broke for about a week. I ordered the parts. I checked with the dealership on the extended warranty and they never got back to me. I think the extended warranty has a copay of like $500, but I bought the parts with spark plugs for like $240. So anyway, let me show you what's going on. I have an oil leak. Only when it's running, and it's right there. I checked it out. It's coming over the top of the transmission. So it's did some research, and it's probably the oil filter adapter / cooler that's sitting underneath the intake manifold. So the upper and lower intake have to come off to get to the oil filter adapter, which is in, I guess, the valley of the engine for the most part. And they also said if I'm going to do that, not they, just somebody, a couple YouTube guys, the intake manifold comes over the top of the valve cover on this side. So it's got 63,000 miles on it. I might as well put plugs in it versus waiting another 40 and doing it then. I'll just do it all now while I have it apart. That's what we're working on. Get the Jeep back up and running. And as far as the truck, what's behind box number 1? That's got to go on. I got the elbow to put on. This is a 4-inch to 4-inch instead of 4-inch from the turbo to 3.5 to the downpipe. Clutch slave cylinder, rear main seal, dual disc clutch. That's all coming up on the truck. But for now, today, it's a week before Christmas. We're gonna take the Jeep apart. I was tracking the parts. I thought they would be here today, but it looks like maybe Monday or Tuesday. But if I get it apart, it's that much closer. And then if I need anything else, which I hope not, I'll pick that up. So anyway, I am gonna start getting the intake off of it, unplugging things, removing vacuum lines, and pulling the top of the intake off, which looks to be some nuts here, some nuts here, a couple of bolts up top. The fuel injectors have to come off as well. Vacuum. It's very windy out today. Extremely windy. It's not too cold. It's not the warmest, but Preston's playing soccer. While I do this, I don't normally want to work on cars when I have my kids, but I need to get this done. So, let me get removing screws and bolts, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, I think I got all the screws out. Let's see if I can get the top part of it off. I lost my 8mm, the extent with the swivel. It fell in the back somewhere. Hopefully I'll be able to get to it. I see. I still have something I need to zip tie here. Here we go. Hopefully it'll come off. Let me get a couple more screws here. Stop in this bracket here, and I'll get it. Alright, that was kind of a job. But I mean, once I got those off, not a big deal. There's some, right where the spark plugs are, on this side. Some more foam. Easy to get to the plugs. I have to remove these Torx for the fuel rails, and then a bunch of the little screws. And this intake should come off once I get the fuel injection out of the way, and we'll go from there. Alright, cool. Of course, I still can't find my 8mm. It might be on a skid plate or something. This lower manifold's ready to come off. It's actually pretty easy to take off, so I'll leave you guys on. This off. Fuel injectors are out of the way. Here's the rails, injectors. Hopefully, just comes right out. Nice plastic. I'll clean it all up. I'll get you guys off of here to show you what we're getting into. Alright. There's the oil cooler. Blew an O-ring or something because there's all the oil. That all shouldn't be there. So now this has to come off, which is this whole unit right here. So it's got a water line in the back, 2 connectors. I'm gonna clean up the ports right here and then put some tape on them so nothing gets down inside, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so here's the piece right here. I don't see where it's broke anywhere. But I mean, it could be an oil. Look at the oil in here. I don't know what else would be leaking up here. I'm gonna clean it and check it out. I mean, could have been an O-ring, you know? Because this thing looks dry. Like there's no cracks anywhere. I don't know. But I will get this cleaned up and see what we got. Alright guys, I'm just going to end the video until we get the parts. But here's how deep this valley is. You can kind of see it. It's still not the cleanest, but I'll clean it one more time. You got water and oil passage, but I don't see anywhere on this piece where it's cracked at all, so I don't know if these I don't even know what they are. There's 2 wires that go into the valley there. If those could be leaking, or if they're even go into the water, I mean oil. So I cleaned it up a little bit. Let me know what you think. If those leak, or if they're known to leak, if you've worked on one of these before. If not, I'm gonna probably just put it back together. Of course, with this piece that's new, when that comes in. That's nice, water's coming out of it. Perfect. Just, I just gotta pull this water line off. Put it together, put new plugs in it. I'll probably put a little Vaseline or something on these O-rings for the injectors so they slip in good and I don't have any issues. I'm going to close the hood just so nothing else gets in there. Turn that over so no dirt gets inside of it. I cleaned the intake manifold, it's all sitting up here. But anyway, that's all for right now. Until parts come in, stay tuned on part 2. We'll make this a little two-part series. This one isn't very long. It wasn't really a how-to. It was just showing you what I'm getting into. So, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys.